keep that breathing going and relax.
I guess it's like I mean, obviously something was really wrong, and
Yeah. It's just layers, so many layers of tension. Most people would have like a breakdown with this much tension in them, you know, or a heart attack, or, you know. You just got this kind of strong constitution that you abuse, you know, or not abuse, but like kind of
push it.
You push it to its limit. And you're like, I wonder if I'll die. No. Better call Brandon. It's good that you did. I'm glad you came. Just keep that jaw open.
It's literally not a part of my body that's not.
No, I know. You're a complete fucking mess. That's my diagnosis. I could write it on a piece of paper if you
Give me a prescription.
A prescription, yeah. Oh, that's naturopath. Okay. Yeah, CFM.
And this isn't even like, you know, like your dad. A good example. This isn't what even like we haven't gotten to the real fun part. You know, like when we're 80. You know.
Oh yeah, I know. But this is what I was saying to you, though. A big difference between the aging of the human, you know, and the body, you know, we could just say the human body, and aging of tension in the human body. People often think they're the same. And so a lot of people, I just got a bad back because I'm getting old, you know? No, you got a bad back because your tension's getting fucking old, you know?
Yes, you can
Yeah.
ease yourself into it a little better if you deal with the tension, I guess.
Right, yeah. Aging doesn't have to be as fucked up, you know? I mean, it's still not going to be pleasant, you know, the death and, you know, all that. But I mean, having a tension-free body is a lot better for those. And as I said to you, I think you can increase both the quality of your life so that you're in less pain and discomfort. You know, as you know, like you fucking living, but with sciatic pain, fucking you're not sleeping. It's not, life gets to that point where you just want to die, you know?
Yeah.
I had that with kidney stones. I was like, fuck, if I had kidney stones the whole fucking time, I was like, I don't care how long you know, living longer doesn't sound pleasant, you know, because you're fucking suffering, you know?
Yeah.
So quality of life is important, but quantity is as well, you know? And if when you got the two, it's wonderful, quality and quantity, you know? And you get to, whatever your mission here, your dharma is on earth, you get to fulfill it, or, you know, if you're just enjoying the company of your family and, you know, being a father or whatever, you get to do that for longer rather than carking it. I mean, you're going to cark it, but, you know, as I said, I think if you look at, it's kind of like a car. Do you want to run the car into the ground? You know what I mean? Or do you want to look after your car and you know, so that you can use it and it works and, you know, eventually, yeah, it gives out, but you got, you know, a lot more years of life out of it. Somebody who goes like skidding and, you know what I mean, driving their car crazy and, you know, they wreck their car. And I know you want, you know, like you look after yourself with your diet and, you know, everything, but you just seem to accumulate tension. Keep that breathing going. I'm warming up now. Yeah, because I did notice when I was working on your toes that you were doing a lot of jaw clenching, and you've got this, I don't know if you can like feel like this tension just like in here.
Yeah.
It's like very tight. So I think also you've got a tendency to, when you're stressed or...
Yeah, like Alaya used to look like, oh, yeah, my wife used to always notice when she'd say, you're clenching your jaw again.
Yeah, you've got this tendency to jaw clench, and I was feeling that when I was working on your toes, and that's why you've got this, really strong, high degree of tension here,
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be a bit uncomfortable, like having somebody kind of get into this tension, but I just try and work just what you can handle. Screaming 3-year-old upstairs. I don't know if you can feel like just right there where my finger is, like it feels like super tight to me.
Yeah.
My intuition would say it would be extremely painful, but I could be wrong.
I guess tension equals pain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the equation.
Because it's not a bone. It's not supposed to be that tight. You know what I mean? It's supposed to. And you just like all through here, it's like there. Interestingly, it almost feels worse on your left side than your right side. How's that feel in your ear right there?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, it's related to this jaw tension here.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I like to work the ears sometimes when the jaw is so, you're so tight here, and you're going to be so tight, like up here. I don't know if you can feel this, like a little bumpy area here, but yeah, the ears are in between, so it's like, yeah, it's not easy to let that go. But again, it's probably something like deeply, we were talking about the whole thing about men should just hold it in and not express themselves, and
Yeah.
and I think you've got that quite a lot and so I think you just clench your jaw and hold it. It's kind of like jaw tension is often like holding things down, biting it down, keeping it down,
Yeah.
And I think your way of coping with stress, which is quite common, especially with men, but I've seen it with women too, but is to just bite it down,
Yeah.
But eventually that's when but then you can only bite so much because you only got so much body to shove it down,
Yeah.
And then it's fucking just like,
Yeah.
And so I think fundamentally would be good for you is just looking at why you're doing that, whether it's a cultural thing, whether it's a definition of manhood that's no longer serving you,
Yeah.
somebody else. I hate the way, people think somebody else can define what a man is to a man, Men don't cry. Fuck you, If I want to fucking cry, I'll cry,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking man, and I don't need you telling me how to be one. I really think a lot of that comes from the British Army and trying to keep men away from their hearts, because it's very common in Northern European societies. And if men have, it's kind of like don't have feelings, right?
Yeah.
Because then they can control you. It's like, go ahead, shoot all those native people. We want to take them over,
Yeah.
Don't feel it. Keep those feelings down, And it's... Oh, there we go. Also, your dad was in the Marines, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be a
Generational.
generational military. You know what I mean? Like my dad was in the Army too, and Australian, but it's that military Anglo-Saxon military mentality,
Yeah.
And it actually doesn't serve us, And a lot of it comes down to like definitions of, you see it all the time with the whether you call it brainwashing or socialization of boys into men and all that, And it's why, I don't know what the suicide rate in America for men compared to women is, but I know in Australia it's 4.6 times as high in men than it is in women.
Wow.
Yeah.
And isn't New Zealand even worse?
Yeah, New Zealand's like 5.2, and I think it's depending, So it's kind of like you go, why? You know what I mean? Why? It's obviously, it's not biological that men are going to kill themselves more, because in certain cultures it's not that high. There's not, it's the male-female thing isn't, got that disparity,
Yeah.
Okay, well there's something, it's cultural then. And you look at, okay, well, how are men socialized in the societies with high suicide? What's the values that are in, But I know in Australia it was very much like that. And I think it's here too, I think it's Anglo-Saxon largely. Because really you go back a few generations and, they're all, not all Americans, of course, are Anglo-Saxon, but, not all Australians, but a large, the predominant cultural thing,
About institutions and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. They were conquered or colonized or whatever you want to call it by British, and their culture, like still there to a large extent. Play under there, please.
Gosh.
What rank did your father attain in the Marine Corps?
Colonel.
Oh, Colonel, wow. That's pretty high. Is it the same in the American Army? It's like that colonel's one below general, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to listen to this Alabama song, yeah, 'cause I like Alabama. And they have a song, Song of the South, you know, sweet potato pie and I shut my mouth, you know. I don't know if that's a cultural thing in the South of America. You know, like it's about being respectful, right, obviously, but you don't talk back and all that. But I'm wondering if that's also part of what you got going on, right, in here and stuff, you know. Was that something you were brought up, like not to talk back? And yeah. Yeah, because I often find with jaw tension on an emotional level, it relates to not like kind of speaking your mind, you know?
Yeah.
Holding, it's all you know what I mean? Like you're holding it back and then holding all the feelings down there in your tummy and you know, and then it's not being spoken. It can also relate to repressed anger.
Oh, man. When you do that, usually at that moment, you're feeling something that's coming on, or are you just doing it as a?
I'm gradually picking up a little bit of energy from you through my hands, so I just breathe. If I can breathe it out, then it's not staying in me. It's just like I'm a conduit. Some of it I just flick off, right?
Yeah.
So you got a lot of trapped energy, and then some of it I can just, it comes into me and I breathe it out, and then the rest of it I kind of. When I shower, I try and get rid of it, So it's not, it's kind of like, it's not even your energy, if you know what I mean. Like this is like, just like shit, like negative energy that's affecting you. It's not helping you, Like it may be, and that's what I was saying. Some people identify that energy as them, but it's not, But some of it is like, it's culturalization, cultural factors, like socialization factors, and trying to, like I was talking about before, just in terms of like identity, trying, like sometimes, like give you an example. In Japan, they have a real strict definition of what it means to be Japanese, and they have a saying that if it sticks out, hammer